Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again with another Market Watch investments video tonight. Gonna go ahead and get things started with Needleworm. This is a really just awesome. I don't really know how to say it. I guess deck your opponent out kind of card. Really cool artwork. Has some really cool history to it, and there's a lot of fun builds that you can make with it. OG print is Tournament Pack 3 Ultra. Then had Tournament Pack 5 Super Rare reprint. Dark Beginning Dawn Common, as well as Gold Stories 2008. But the one I want to talk about more specifically is the Legendary Collections 3 Yugi's World, my all-time favorite Legendary Collection set. This is just like a complete blowout, devastating set. A lot of great cards and a lot of amazing rarities. For the price, I definitely think that this is a very nice holofoil. It's an ultra rare. Normally I don't go for ultra rares, but Needleworm is it's really cool, and for because all the other versions that are hollow are tournament pack cards, which are really old, really expensive, all that crazy stuff. This is definitely going to be the ideal choice, in my personal opinion. Let's go ahead and see if we can hunt down some first editions. First editions are going to be a little bit, or about 3 bones plus after factoring shipping. And there's 4 pages of this, and there's a 3 stack here, so you guys can dip into that. I think this deck is really fun. There's a lot of different builds. There's a lot of different ways you can make this deck, and it's just one of those fun kind of side decks you can play every once in a while, and it's really cool, especially how Morphing Jar is off the list. It's been off the list for a while now, but a big Dark World player, so I was super happy when this came off the list to at least 1. It'd be really cool if they changed it to either 2 or 3. Semi or Unlimited would be really great, and Morphing Jar, of course, number 2 is pretty cool as well. Next is going to be Cyber Jar. So this is a banned card, super nostalgic Gen 1 card. Original prints dawning from Magic Ruler here as rares. There is an Ultimate Rare print from Duelist Pack Kaiba, which is pretty awesome. There's also a Hobby League Parallel Ultra, which is pretty great as well. Let's go ahead really quick and see if we can hunt down some first editions for the Ultimate Rare version. This was one of my all-time favorite banned cards. I used to love playing this as a kid. It's just been, I guess, never come off the list. It got hit back in, I don't even know, 2005, 2004 or something. It was one of the first cards to go. Just a complete blowout card. Definitely probably one of the strongest flip effect monsters in the game. It's probably right up there with Fiber Jar. Unlimited's alone starting at 31 for the market price, and then it goes all the way up to 40. No first editions on the first pages. Only 3 pages on the market here. And the first edition dawns a 60 price point, and then it quickly moves to about 62, 63, and then it just jumps all the way up to 90, and then 130. So this card has exponentially grown in price. It's pretty incredible. But if you guys want to get the Hobby League, which is the Ultra Parallel, this looks pretty nice. Again, now, to my understanding, the Hobby League cards were manufactured and produced by someone outside, outsourced outside of Konami, if I'm getting my history correct. They are thicker. The card stock formula is different from the normal card stock formula, and they tend to bow really bad, and they're really thicker. But they are very beautiful, really cool history behind them, and they are just very aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion. This is definitely going to be a nice choice. Alternative to the Ultimate Rare. And really not a whole lot, only 1 pages. Here's a 4 stack 2 starting at 12 bones, and then it quickly goes up to 20 and then 30, so pretty incredible prices on that. Of course, there's the original OG Magic Ruler. I would definitely recommend you guys get Magic Ruler, not Spell Ruler. Spell Ruler was the reprinted set after the whole predicament with Magic the Gathering and all that craziness, and Konami ended up deciding to change from Magic Ruler to Spell Ruler. And there's a whole conspiracy behind Spell Ruler not getting a first edition print, or it got a couple boxes that are first edition that are super rare, and it's just, I don't know, you little to never see. I've never even personally seen, but apparently they exist. There's some kind of factory error. There was a really small release of first edition Spell Ruler, but the majority of the stuff is unlimited to the release to the public. So Magic Ruler would definitely be the choice that I would go for if you want to go for the OG rare prints, which, it's OG print, and this is literally, Magic Ruler was the 3rd core set in all the TCG. Really nostalgic, Generation 1, amazing history, just a really great time. And let's see if we can go ahead and dig out a first edition. No first editions on the first page. There's only 3 pages left here on the market, and the first editions are going to be about 4, almost 5 bones, and it is a 5 stack from Just Nate. Cool. Next is going to be Guardian of Order. So there's 3 versions here. There is a super rare from the Light of Destruction Special Edition promo, and there is Battles of Legends Heroes Revenge Ultra Rare. Obviously, Secret Rare is going to be the way to go. You can't beat Secret Rare. Nice, juicy, deep Secret Rare coils in this foiling here. I think this card's really cool. It's generic. There's a lot of amazing light support out there. A lot of decks pack light heat. And this is, for what it is, a 25 beat sick. And it's a level 8, I believe. Yes, it's a level 8. It's a warrior. I wish it was a fairy. It's kind of random that's a warrior, but it looks like it would be a total fairy card. But it's a level 8, so good for trading targets or for advanced draw or any kind of shenanigans that you want to do for level 8s. I personally think that rank 8 XYZ monsters are like some of the most blowout cards in the extra deck, so that's always a plus. Again, it's a light. Light has a lot of amazing support, a lot of big, light, popular decks out there. And it's got cool artwork, and it's just an old school Secret Rare Light Destruction. This, I believe, was the set that Dawn Lightsworns, our first Lightsworn prints, and I really love the Lightsworn engine a lot. A lot of draw power, a lot of cool mechanics, and I just love. I'm a big Lightsworn fan in general. Unlimiteds are going to be about 5 bones plus, and we're not going to get any first editions on the first page. Moving on to the second page here, let's go ahead and see if we can hunt down some first editions. We get our first editions on the second page, dawning for about 12 bones plus. Then it jumps to 14, and then it kind of just trickles up after that. So definitely at an uncomfortable price point. I wouldn't feel comfortable paying this much for this card, especially with the reprints, but the reprints are crap. Like, this is always going to be infinitely better. More specifically for the first edition, you gotta go first edition. I would just be extremely disturbed if I had this unlimited. I wouldn't even want to keep it. I would sell it personally. But if you can get yourself if you can get a hold of a first edition, I would definitely recommend that, just being a cool card. Old artwork is cool, and just some generic good stuff. So next can be Victoria. I always kind of blend these two cards together. I feel like when I showcase Guardian of Order, I just naturally have to show Victoria. I don't really know why. This card has some of the coolest artwork. You guys probably know by now if you guys see my videos. Artwork is a huge collectability value for me. A lot of my collector stuff is not solely based off artwork, but artwork is a really big deal for White Mexican Logic. So this is kind of just what you're going to get here at the channel. There is just a bunch of Duelist League rares, and then there's this common, but obviously OG Secret Rare, again, especially from Stardust Overdrive. Really cool set. And really old now too. Look at the artwork. Just the artwork, and it's just an old school Secret Rare, just deep hollow foiling, and just like, this is 3 dragons, or I can't even. I think it's 4 dragon heads. Anyway, this is some shit out of Harry Potter. Like, this shit is crazy, but it's just really cool. It's got like this demon lady with like the crazy wings, and she's got like this like magic pimp cane staff, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this card. So definitely get first editions on these. Unlimiteds are, about 3 bones, so pretty much useless. And there's really not any first editions until the last page, which are all the way up to 26. So again, this is why I always put emphasis on getting first edition. You have to get first edition. Always get first edition. As long as you can get an agreeable, nice cut deal, always go first edition, because the price differences is just insane, and especially with these old school high rarity cards, you gotta go first edition. Next is gonna be Mistworm. So we have a Dual Terminal 1 Ultra Rare, which just looks amazing. Definitely the best one. I think that even outshines Secret Rare, which is a lot for me because Secret Rare is my second favorite rarity, and I'm not really a big fan of Ultra Rare, but I love Ultra Rare DTs. I love Shonen Jump Ultra Rares. I love Gen 1 First Edition Ultra Rares. I love Duelist Saga Ultra Rares. Those are kind of the sets that I make my exceptions for, and some gold stuff as well. You got this, Ultra Rare, doesn't really matter. The Secret Rare would definitely be, is pretty cool, but let's go ahead and just dip into the DT1 really quick. Pretty cool because it's DT1, so it's the first set. You had Preview, then DT1, and, Preview is kind of unattainable. That's just, like, super rare, super short printed, and there's just really not a whole lot in the market, and they're all, like, every card in that set's a collector value, and it's holding a pretty fat price tag. DT1 is acceptably well for age, and it's definitely great collectability. Everyone knows DT's gone bye-bye. Konami discontinued DT, and they all just have amazing rarities, especially the hollow foil supers and ultras just look so great. And this has definitely seen a significant price increase, because I remember picking these up for 3 5s all day long I think the lowest I ever picked this up on was, I think, yeah, around 2 or 3. And now it's all the way up to a whopping 15 bones. There's not really a lot of stacks, and that kind of slowly starts to trickle up to 20, almost 20 after that. There's only 3 pages left, so this is definitely getting chewed up on the market. So just wanted to highlight that really quick. Thousand Eyes Restrict is going to be next. This card was banned for the longest time. Not too long ago, it got lifted. I want to say maybe, like, I was in Japan when it got lifted, so maybe like 2017. No, I was in Korea in 2017. So maybe 2018. I can't remember, but it didn't get lifted too terribly long ago. A lot of cool prints here. You have the, of course, OG Ultra from Pharaoh's Servant, which I would, just out of curiosity, this is going to be ridiculously expensive, but this is the original print, and again, this is Generation 1 Dual Monsters era Yu-Gi-Oh! So a lot of just great anime history, and just this, like, all these Gen 1 sets just bring out and trigger such amazing nostalgic memories for, I'm sure, all old players like me. I mean, I've been playing this game since, man, I was a little kid when it came out back in, 2002, 2003. Good times, LB, MRL, MRD, Structured Star Deck, Kaiba, Joey, Pegasus, Yugi, all that great stuff. And Unlimiteds alone are starting at about 21, 22-ish. No first editions on the first 2 pages. There's 3 first editions on the market here, and they're starting at a whopping 96 bones, and then they doppel all the way to 186. Around 186 or so. So pretty incredible. This is just ancient. Obviously well developed in the collector's market for the OG prints. Definitely, probably safe to say that that's the most desirable print, more specifically in the first edition for Near Mint Lightly Played. But that's not all. We have the Master Collections Volume 1, which is really cool. There's actually 2 of these sets. There's Volume 1 and Volume 2, and there's a lot of good cards in here. They had, like, Relinquish, which I'm going to show you in a bit, had, like, Blackluster Soldier, a whole bunch of really cool cards. And this is personally my favorite print. This is still, to the date, the only Secret Rare print that we have, and it's really cool. It's special because from Master Collection Volume 1, I specifically remember getting, I think, at least one of these as a kid. And it was like this gold box that it came in. It had hieroglyphics, and it had, like, the little, like, plastic showcase for the secret promo. It was really cool. I was really excited about it. It was a long time ago. Very, very ancient set. And these are going for about 8 bones plus, and there's not really a lot of fat stacks. These are all one-ofs, and there's only 4 pages here. So this ideally, and this has kind of had a price decrease, because I remember this being around 14, 15 for quite a while. So this is a little bit more of a relative price point for this card, especially seeing how it is currently the highest rarity print that we have here in the TCG. And we're not done yet, though. There is also, well, actually, yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. I would really say that the OG first editions and the Secret Rares would really be the only ones that I would really be interested in investing in. I mean, if you guys want to go DB or the Super Rare here, or Retro Pack even. Oh man, Retro Pack is holding a crazy price point too, but it's never gonna outshine the Pharaoh's Servant PSV. I would much rather just spend, like, way less money and get the Secret Rare. Honestly, the Secret Rare looks the best, and it's really not that too terribly expensive. Next is gonna be Vampire Sucker. So there's one ultra rare reprint from the Gold Sarko tins, which is just it gives me shudders just looking at the terribleness. But there's the OG original print. This has had some pretty crazy price fluctuations when it first came out. It came out right around the time that Zombie Horde structure deck was released, which was just complete, just blowout support for zombies. One of my all-time favorite structure decks. I really am shooting myself in the foot for not investing. And normally when a structure deck drops, I go onto, like, eBay or online, and I'll buy a couple cases first edition sealed, and I'll just hold them for collector's value. If I think that they're going to be really popular. I mean, I did it for Soul Burner. I wish I would have done it for Zombie Horde, because some of the cards alone are just holding such great values on just, singles. I wish I would have done it on Shaddoll Showdown. I literally went to, like, every Walmart and Target for, like, months just buying singles out here and here of the first edition structure decks, just because Shaddolls is one of my favorite engines, and I really love Shaddolls a lot. And Shaddolls has a really big fan base. I mean, the player base voted for Shaddolls structure deck, and it won the competition, and Konami produced a structure deck specifically for Shaddolls, and it's really cool. Also, like, Layer of Darkness, and of course Gates of the Underworld was, I'm a huge Dark World player, so that was, some of my favorite structure decks. So Vampire Sucker original print, it's going for about 8 bones for first edition prints. Here's a 3-stack right here for about 8 bones. So I think this is a very reasonable price for what this card is. This card is completely blowout. Anything that's going to give you amazing draw power is pretty awesome. It's got really cool artwork, and of course it's an amazing, beautiful, lovely secret rare. So just wanted to showcase that really quick. Next is going to be Black Luster Soldier, the original, just generic. This is by no means really like a very good playable, like this is going to be blowout. Now I know there is specifically a Black Luster a deck kind of core now with some support that's come out throughout the years. I want to talk more specifically about the highest rarity, which is an ultra rare downing on a starter deck, Yugi Evolution. So I have this kind of campaign where I'm trying to start this thing, or I personally just feel very passionately about the starter deck Yugi and Kaiba Evolutions. We all know that the original starter decks from, 2002 or so, 2002, 2003, the first editions, more specifically for the Yugi Dark Magician and Kaiba Blue Eyes Ultras, original artwork, just amazing, just crazy, insane high price points for the first edition prints for those very nostalgic starter deck cards. And I think that I definitely believe that the starter deck evolutions have potential. They're never going to be on the same board as the original OG, like 2002, 2003 era starter decks, but they definitely have potential to increase. As and they're super rares, and they pick different artwork, which the Dark Magician artwork's pretty cool. The Blue Eyes one is definitely not my favorite artwork, but I really believe in investing in them. They're still very cheap there, and there's not that many in the market. I mean, I've been kind of putting heavy emphasis on starter deck evolution, Kaiba and Yugi for probably a couple months now, and I kind of dip in and out of the investment just to kind of remind you guys, because I think that they're definitely going to increase. And this as well, because this is the highest rarity, this is the ultra rare, and really this would be the only one. I mean, maybe DT, because it's DT rare, but still I would much prefer you guys invest in a first edition ultra rare from the Star Deck Evolution. Again, so you have like your Gen 1, and then I consider this Gen 2 because this came after the first wave of the starter decks, and then there was Gen 3, which I consider the Reloaded, which donned Ultimate Rare, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Ultimate Dark Magician, which still to the day, are just crazy collector's value for like anime and just OG players in general, but still to this date, those are the only sets that have donned us ultimate rare versions of Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. Now, granted, I don't like the artwork that they chose for the Reloaded starter decks, but they're ultimate rares. Again, you have to go first edition though. If you're gonna go for any of the Star Deck Evolution or the Reloaded Star decks, you have to go first edition. It only works if you go first edition because it's only going to hold value for collectors. Really quickly, so we're going to go ahead, and there's kind of a lot here, so I'm going to switch over to 3 ofs just to kind of get a general ballpark if there is. Okay, so there's 1 3-stack of first editions for about 4, and you factor in about a bone for shipping. Let's take the 3-stack setting away, and let's see what kind of first editions we can dig up. 5 pages on the market, no first editions on the first page. Here is a single here for, it's about 4 bones. So pretty much all across the board, it's going to be 4 bones. So I picked up several of these quite a while ago. Not too long ago. I was still in El Paso when I decided to kind of go on the campaign with all this starter deck Gen 2, Gen 3 stuff. The Reloaded Ultimate Rares, that was kind of back in Japan, which was probably maybe late 2017, or had been at least 2018 actually. Anyway, so yeah, check it out. Next is going to be Cannon Soldier, more specifically the super rare from Dark Beginning 2. I checked out the set. I love checking out like obscure kind of like long begotten side sets that no one really talks about or people kind of forget about. And I really wasn't impressed with Dark Beginning 2. The next tab is going to be Dark Beginning 1, which had a lot more better choices of reprints, which I'm pretty excited to show you guys that, showcase that. But this is the only holo version that we have of Cannon Soldier. This has a really cool Infinite history with Danger Dark Worlds, and there was this loop where it was just dumb. It would burn your opponent to death, and it was this dumb loop. But it's kind of just, you know, loops and kind of infamous history like that add on to the character of cards. And again, this is the only holofoil that we have currently in TCG as a super rare, so that kind of makes it good on its own merit alone. And again, this set, now I'm just like, I go crazy over first edition prints, but remember, this is a reprint set, and more specifically for stuff like this, like the Dark Beginnings, Dark Revelations, they did not produce first edition runs. So this is all you're gonna get. I don't know why my near mint is off. That's kind of weird. I don't. Let's see here. All right, cool. Anyway, so it's gonna be about 5 bones. 5 bones, and it trickles up to 6 and about 7. And there's a couple stacks here. There's like a 2, 4, 3, only 2 pages. So this is kind of like, it's kind of uncomfortable. Like the price point is like you don't really want to pay for it, but I don't know. This is a really old card. It's got cool history, and the artwork is just, you know, like, I love the artwork. And again, this is the only holofoil that we have, so it's kind of like, I feel really mixed on this, but I definitely think it was worth showcasing it today in tonight's video. Next is going to be Dark Beginning 1. So, like I said, I reviewed Dark Beginning 2, really wasn't impressed with the choices that they made. Dark Beginning 1 being older and just having better choices. You got, you know, Ultra Rare Thousand Eyes Restrict, you got Dark Sage, you got Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, Super Rare Delinquent Duo. Pot of Greed is definitely Super Rare Pot of Greed. This is going to be like one of the OG MVP picks of this set, as well as Ultra Rare Regeki. Regeki has, I think it has a couple Ultra Rares prints. I don't know why. Like, it's kind of strange. Like, I really don't like Ultra Rares, but there's something about Regeki. It just looks so good in Ultra Rare. I don't know why. It's just maybe because like the Lightning blends really well with the gold holofoiling for the Ultra, but I'm pretty sure that this had another Ultra Rare print. And my favorite prints are the OG, of course, Ungodly, Super Rare, Legend of Blue Eyes OG prints. Good luck finding a first edition. Those are going to just be ridiculously difficult to obtain. OTS donned an Ultra Rare, of course. It looks pretty good. Retro Pack had an Ultra Rare. Dark Beginning, which I was showing you as Ultra Rare. We have the original OG Supers, Dark Legends, Dawn to Super. The Legendary Collection 4, Yugi and Joey's World, some of my favorite Legendary Collection sets. They ran parallel. They reprint a lot of the same cards and the same rarities. Legendary Kaiba donned an Ultra Rare, which actually looks kind of crappy. The Gold Sarkotins donned Prismatic Secret Rare, which, you know, I'm like, this looks pretty good, but honestly, this is probably like one of the first and last times I'm going to say this, but the like original Secret Rares, I think, look a little bit better, in my opinion. If you get first editions from Legendary Collection 3 or 4, I think I'd actually prefer it over the Prismatics from the 2019 Gold Sarkotins. I don't know, this looks kind of just too, like, digitally. Maybe it's just the photo not giving the card justice, but Regeki, I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. One of the better choices. I think it was a solid choice for Dark Beginning 1. This card was probably already banned, I think, or was in the midst of being banned. Dark Beginning's old. Like, I don't even... It's like well blended and well adapted in the Duel Monsters era of Yu-Gi-Oh, so it's definitely Gen 1 worthy of, you know, being considered Gen 1 material. So yeah, Pot of Greed, for sure. Pot of Greed, this is, of course, it's gonna be about 14-15, and, you know, rightfully so. Pot of Greed is one of the most infamous ban cards of all time. Really cool artwork, really great history. Change of Heart, of course. I like I think one of the Legendary Collections had a Secret Rare print. Also, Metal Raiders original print first editions are like ungodly expensive, but really nice too. United Stand, Exodia, Jinzo, Snatch Steel. It's kind of funny enough, a lot of this stuff was like the original prints. I don't really know what they were doing here. Delinquent Duo was an Ultra. Pot of Greed was a rare. But this was the same. This was Ultra originally. This was a Secret originally, so they changed that up. This was a Super originally, but the original print of Change of Heart was originally an Ultra from Metal Raiders. The United Stand was original Ultra Rare from Labyrinth of Nightmare. Exodia was an Ultra Rare originally from Legend of Blue Eyes. Jinzo was a Secret, so they changed it up. Snatch and Steal, which was from Magic Ruler, I believe, was also an Ultra Rare. Nobleman was also a super rare. So and Mage Power as well was a super rare. Dark Monster Reborn was super rare. So it's kind of really weird how they like did the blended. But anyway, so really cool options in this. This is kind of, I think, one of the lesser known sets. Everyone, this is so old, people just kind of don't really talk about this set anymore. Everyone's all like Dark Revelations, Dark Revelations. Everyone's all about Dark Revelations. I personally don't. I'm not a really big fan of Dark Revelations. There's a lot cooler things you can do with your Yugi dollars, but really cool stuff. Dark Hole, awesome. Goblin Tack Force, all about it. So you guys can check it out if you want. Next is going to be Red Eyes B Dragon. There's two prints specifically that I wanted to talk about. The first one is going to be the Gen 1 2002 Collector's Tin Secret Rares. This is like apparently like dawning right under 100 bones, which is just insane. Like the last 3 years has seen an exponential amount of growth, and kind of rightfully so. I didn't think it was gonna grow this fast. But it looks amazing. Like the old school Secret Rares, they did very, very well with the printing on old school Secret Rares for most cards, and this is my favorite artwork. This is the OG original artwork from the starter deck, and it just looks really, really great. Of course, man, like right behind it is the anniversary pack artwork, which is really cool too. And then of course you have DT preview, which is just like unattainable. No one has that stuff. Legend of Blue Eyes, of course, first edition. It's gonna be ridiculous. And then, but what kind of got the gears turning on this card was the starter deck Joey first editions, because not too long ago I started investing in this card. It was kind of roughly around the same time I started investing in the starter deck Reloaded Ultimate Rares first editions for Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. It was kind of when I got on the train for Red Eyes B from starter deck Joey, specifically for the first editions, and these have definitely seen a significantly well, maybe, I don't know, it's been a while since I reviewed this card, so I don't know if it's been a significant, not really too significant, because I mean you see one here for about 9, and then just a 1 stack. Moving on to the third page, no first editions. Fourth page, there's a first edition here for 14-15, and there's 2 here for 16. So like it hasn't increased as quickly as I thought it would. Again, this is never going to be on the level of the same era starter deck ultras of Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, but this and Relinquish first edition are definitely worth picking up if you can get them cheap. And these are just ancient. They're ancient cards. So I really believe in this card a lot if you can get it for a good price. I remember, I think I was getting for like 5.3 for lightly played. Near mint, lightly played first editions. Mostly lightly played. Graceful Cherry is going to be next. This is people talk about Pot of Greed, which I love Pot of Greed. Don't get me wrong. Pot of Greed is just infamous and has really great artwork. This has really great artwork too. It actually, in Japan, she actually has a halo, which is really cool. This is a censored card here in the TCG, the OCG in Japan. They have a halo here, which looks really nice. A lot of amazing prints. We have the Parallel Ultra from Hobby League 4. I have a couple of these. These look really, really nice. They're just amazing. I don't have any. I would really like to get some, but like I'm kind of waiting for the price to kind of fluctuate the way I want it. But this set's just gonna continue to get old, so I highly doubt any of these Legendary Collection cards really increasing in value, especially for the more popular cards like this. Secret Rare First Editions is really cool too, though. But more specifically, I want to talk about the Starter Deck Pegasus, because it's interesting enough, the first run print of this was out of the Starter Deck Pegasus, Pegasus Starter Deck. Normally cards come out of core sets first, and then they get reprinted in like other things like starter decks and structure decks or reprint sets or whatever. But this is really cool how the history played out on Graceful Charity, how the original print actually came out of a starter deck. Like back in the day, the starter deck Pegasus was the only way you could get this card, and this card was just this card is just infamously powerful and amazing. My rule of thumb is, White Mexican Logic is, everything comes off the ban list eventually. Now, emphasis on eventually. You never know when eventually is going to be. But it's just a matter of fact if things get errated or not. And I fully believe that Graceful Charity can come back. Is it going to come back unerrated? Hell no. It's not going to come back unerrated. It's going to come back errated, and that's fine, because I want to play my Graceful Charity. I mean, who doesn't? Like, this is amazing. Anyway, so this is gonna, this is already. I mean, I've been talking about this card for months. I really believe in this card, and Relinquished as well. You can already see first 2 pages, no first editions, only 4 pages on the market. And people are just chewing this up. There used to be first editions left and right for like 2 bones, 3 bones, 5 bones. And like $2-3 was pretty much where I stocked up, and that's the majority of the ones I invested in several years ago. And even probably in like last year, throughout last year, this has been something I've been very passionate about spotlighting, highlighting, showcasing, and I really believe in this card, and you can see with the trending. I mean, here's a 25 stack. This person has a 25 fat stack. That's pretty incredible. At about 13, and then they go to 15. But for the most part, they're about 8-ish bones. Here's a one for 8 bones. But I just think this is a really great card. So it's it is what it is. It's a cool card. And then of course Relinquished. You have the OG Magic Rule first editions, which are going to be pretty fat stacks when it comes to price point. You have the Master Collection Volume 1, of course, again, awesome secret rare. But more specifically, I think the bigger investment is going to be in the Starter Deck Pegasus Ultra Rares, because no one's paying attention to this card. And now, granted, it's not going to be as valuable as the Magic Ruler first editions, but still, like, this card has been cheap forever, and it's been a while, several months since I reviewed this card. So this is going to be a mystery for us both. We're going to go on a voyage together and figure out what the first edition market price points are for these now. But there used to be so many of these on the market, and you can just see, like, it's like one or a couple players, they get on this investment, and then they put it on YouTube, and then everyone kind of like just consumes like everything, which is pretty cool. Like, it's market, it's business. It's kind of like how the effects of passing out communications and the technology and the generation we live in. And it's really cool. I like it a lot. But here's a 1 stack here for about 2 bones if you factor in shipping, and then we're already on the 5th page, and we've only seen 1 first edition. Here's our second first edition, which is going to be about 2 bones once you factor in shipping as well. And then we go to the 6th page. We get a couple more first editions for about 2-ish bones. Here's another one for about 2-ish bones. We got to factor in shipping after that. And there's no fat stacks, though. You can kind of see here. So this is definitely dwindling. A couple more pages left. There used to be fat stacks like all day long. I know I scooped up quite a few. But this is just another, like, I think all of the starter deck, like Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 starter deck stuff, like original OG character stuff, is going to hold just great collector's value. And you can just see it with the trending. You can see it with the pricing. All these cards are bleeding thoroughly into the collector's market. I have social media. I would love to hear from each and every one of you. My link to my Facebook is going to be below. Yu-Gi-Oh is just such a big part of my life. I've invested so much time and so much of like everything into this game. I feel very passionately about this game. I love the fellowship. I love the player base. I love the friendships. And I would love to hear from each and every one of you guys. If you guys have a certain card that you would like me to feature, or if you have any feedback for me, or just anything, like I really enjoy this game a lot, and I would really like to just kind of network and build some resources and get to know all of you guys. And I really appreciate all your comments and just having some kind of follower base, and some people that are actually just like listen to me like blab about Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a good time, and I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy creating this content for you guys, and I hope you are enjoying watching the content. I hope you guys are making some amazing Yu-Gi-Oh investments yourself. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Please stay safe out there. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.